The first reading is taken from Genesis chapter 1, verse 27 to 31. So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. God blessed them and said to them, "Be fruitful and increase in number. Fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, and over every living creature that moves on the ground." Then God said, "I give you every seed-bearing plant on the face of the whole earth, and every tree that has fruit with seed in it. They will be yours for food. And to all the beasts of the earth, and all the birds in the sky, and all the creatures that move along the ground, everything that has the breath of life in it, I give every green plant for food." And it was so. God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. This is the word of the Lord.
Our second lesson is taken from the first letter of St. John, chapter 3, verses 16 to 18, and may be found on page 1227 of our Pew Bibles. In our reading, St. John tells us how we know what love is. He says, "This is how we know what love is. Jesus Christ laid down his life for us, and we ought to lay down our lives for our brothers and sisters. If anyone has material possessions and sees a brother or a sister in need but has no pity on them, how can the love of God be in that person? Dear children, let us not love with words or speech, but with actions and love and truth. This is the gospel of the Lord. All praise to you, O Christ."
I brought the potato, and the potato reminded us to look. Remember that word, look. I bought my friend onion, and when you chop an onion, the onion reminded us to cry for food injustice in our world. Now, I bought some really tiny things here. I'm going to hold it up. I used to love when my mum asked me to do that. Sometimes it wasn't very easy. And this. Does anyone know what it is? What is it? It's peas in a pod. They're really tiny. Can you see them? You can have a look later when you walk past. Peas in a pod. Why have I bought peas in a pod? Wow. I bought peas in a pod. The first thing they show us, they're all the same, aren't they? All these peas, they're all little and round. Well, we are all the same. We're not all little and some of us around, but we're all the same in the way that we are all made in God's image. We're all made to reflect God's glory. The glory of God is in you. Did you know? Not sure. Not sure, are you? And the Bible tells us something else from our first reading. These peas all share one pod. The Bible makes it clear that we share one planet. And more than that, we were put in charge of the planet by God. In that first reading from Genesis, we share one planet. There's lots of pods of peas, but there's only one planet, and God put us in charge of it. So this pea pod reminds us to care and be fair with our planet. So care for our planet, look after it. Think about what you eat and don't need. Think about what it comes packaged in. Think about where you buy it from. Think about what you do with rubbish when you've finished with it.
We put it in the bin.
Brilliant. In the recycling bin, if you can, I hope. Brilliant. What a clever lad. So the pea pod reminds us to care and to share. Brilliant. Care and share. Pea pod, care and share. Now, what have I got here? I've got a load of bananas. Can you tell me how many bananas I've got?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Brilliant. 5. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, I'm married to St. Paul, who's a greengrocer's son, okay? Now, they have a special name for bananas in a bunch like this. Does anyone know it? It's called a... Whoa, are you a greengrocer? It's called a hand, and each one is called a finger. I just happen to have 5, make the link, obviously. It's called a hand of bananas. This hand of bananas reminds us that we need to lend a hand in our one planet. What do you do with your hands? Oh yeah, so I've just told you. With our hands, we do things, don't we? We do lots of things. You've probably done loads of things with your hands, even this morning. So that second Bible reading reminded us to do something. To do something. Now, you're already doing something here this morning. You bought beautiful food to help people who are hungry. In our collection, I hope you bought some pennies to collect for the work of parents and children together to help local families. So, St. Mark's is helping you do 2 things already. Lend a hand. So, bananas, do something. Bananas, do something. And the last thing I've got, actually I've got a couple of things. I've got this, and I've got this. Now, I did do some research, and I think this is called an... Go on, try me. What is it?
It's corn.
It's corn on the cob, or maize, if you're American. And yes, my children call it corn on the hob, because we cook it on the hob. Actually, I think this whole thing is called an ear. An ear, I think. Half a nod. And on these, I think this is wheat, like on your Weetabix. It might be barley, I'm not too sure. But each of these tiny bits is an ear. And inside here, inside this big ear, there's also lots of tiny bits. Now, why do you think I bought these ears of corn and the ear of maize or corn this morning? Well, the last thing is, as you... Oh, God, give me an idea. Pardon?
To listen to other people.
Wow, that's a brilliant answer. Yes, we do need to listen to other people when maybe they want to say that they haven't got enough food, or maybe they might be talking about anything at all. But the reason I bought it today is because, yes, we can do things. We're already doing things. But when you go and live your life and when you grow up, the reason I put those ears is to encourage you to listen to God about you personally. God knows each of us personally and individually. And he knows what you're good at. And he knows what you love to do. And if we spend enough time listening to God, he might just whisper something wonderful that we, and only we, can do to make a difference to this planet and his wonderful world. So, here we are, 5 things. Potato, the word is look. Onion, the word is cry. Peas in a pod, it's care and be fair. Bananas, do something with your hands. Do something. And last of all, listen to God. We're going to be led in some prayers now about those very things. Thank you, Mrs. Fenwick.